Welcome back, I'm Austin, and I'm ranking all the SMGs, pistols, and snipers from Call of Duty Vanguard in Warzone from meta to garbage tier. And how I will be doing this is based on its fire rate, mag size, and recoil. These are great ways to determine if a gun will be meta or not. And jumping straight into the MP40, it has a 600 fire rate with a magazine size of 64, and it has no recoil. It's an absolute laser. So what does that mean for it? Well, I don't think I can put it in meta, because what is the slowest fire rate on a meta SMG for close range? The Bullfrog gets 751 rounds per minute, and this thing's all the way down at 600. So I don't think it's going to be a lead up close, but where I think it can excel at would be as a sniper support. The AK-47 from Cold War also has a 600 fire rate and is kind of the top sniper support used on all of Warzone. So that's where I think the MP40 will slide in, because it's super accurate and the fire rate's a little low, but the magazine size is good. So I think it's going to be competitive, but not elite. Now we're going to move on to the Owen Gun, and this one's a little tricky. It could be in garbage or it could be in meta. Basically, the reason for this is the fire rate is going to be 588 or 500, and that's dependent on the magazine size. If you use the 72 round mag, you're going to get the 588 rounds per minute, and if you use the 60 round mag, you'll get the 500. And then the recoil will be low, but it's going to be a high skill gap weapon because of that low fire rate. But I'm really thinking this is going to be like the Milano from Black Ops Cold War. And if you remember, when it was first implemented into Warzone, the Milano was garbage, but then they buffed it and it became a meta sniper support weapon and a long range weapon. Then they re-nerfed it a little bit and you kind of knocked it down to competitive. And that's where I think the Owen Gun will fit in here. Now, don't get me wrong, it could end up being garbage, but I think it is going to be your long-range SMG. Like you use the Milano now, the 3X Milano is going to turn into the Owen Gun, in my opinion, and it's going to be very competitive for high-skill players. Now, if we move over to the PPSH, this is the first gun where I'm just going to come straight out and say this is a meta weapon. This is going to be completely different from the PPSH from Black Ops Cold War, because this thing is going to be a lead up close and not as a sniper support. So why is that? The fire rate is going to be 950 or 1035, so we're already talking about one of the fastest firing SMGs in all of Warzone. And once again, that's going to be based on the mag, but both magazines are 71 rounds. It's just they have different ammunition in them to get the 950 or 1035. And then finally, the recoil will be low. You're going to find on all SMGs the recoil isn't too crazy, so it seems like they might be able to be used as sniper supports or up close. But for this one, I think we're going to have to use this as our close range SMG, kind of like an OTS or an MP5, and it's going to be elite. Now we're going to move on to the Sten. This one right here has a 667 fire rate, which isn't great. And then we also only have a 50 round magazine, but it has absolutely no recoil. So once again, it could go in the sniper support realm, but I just don't see it being as good as the MP40 in this category. And I'm going to just throw it in viable. I don't see this thing being elite off the bat, but they might end up buffing it. For now, I would not prioritize leveling up the Sten. If you guys would do me a quick favor and like the video so it can reach more people, I would really appreciate it. And do you guys need help knowing what the meta weapons and builds are? Make sure to subscribe to this channel. I'm going to be having a lot of Warzone Pacific videos coming out that you won't want to miss. Now let's hop right back into the tier list. Now if we go to the M1928, this is the Tommy Gun, and I think you already know that this thing is going to be elite. We got 800 fire rate, which is pretty good, a magazine size of 100, so you already know this is going to be the quads SMG. Think about the Bullfrog when it had the 85 round clip and had the insane TTK. That's going to be the Tommy Gun right here. And we also have pretty low recoil. I don't think I need to say anything more about this. Level this gun up. I would actually pump it up in front of the PPSH, and this would be my biggest priority with the sub. So I kind of gave away that the Type 100 is not going to be better than the Tommy Gun, but let's get straight into it. 690 rounds per minute, so we're right on the edge of meta fire rate for SMGs. And then we got a magazine size of only 40, so if we think about it, the OTS is the only SMG with that small of a clip that is actually meta. Now it does have low recoil and it does hit like a truck, but I'm not seeing it being elite or competitive right off the start. I think it's going to be down here and viable. The Sten's going to be more of your sniper support, and the Type 100 is going to be probably more close range than the Sten because this thing has no recoil. But now if we're going to move on to the snipers, we got 3 of them here, and really what we're talking about, can any of these things dethrone the Swiss or Kar 98 from Modern Warfare? And to begin with, I'm going to have to say no for the Type 99 and the 3 inline. These two just aren't as good as the Kar 98K from Vanguard, so I'm going to throw them down here a niche because of course they are sniper rifles and they're still going to be able to get one-shot kills kills to the head. They're still going to be able to be used, but they're going to be niche because they just aren't the top end of sniper rifles. Now, what does the Kar 98K do? It fires faster than both of these snipers. These both have 40 rounds per minute, but the Kar 98K, 46 rounds per minute. You're like, that's not too much of a difference. But when you're thinking about these small of numbers, these are actually huge percentage advantages. So the Swiss from Black Ops has a 41 round per minute fire rate, so this thing's going to be 12% better than that. Now the Kar 98 from Modern Warfare is going to have a 44 rounds per minute, so this is going to be 2 better, which is a 5% bonus over that. The thing with the Swiss that makes it elite is that you get 180 damage for the upper chest shots, and the thing that makes the Kar 98K from Modern Warfare elite is that you get extra aim assist because it's considered a marksman rifle instead of a sniper. So I don't know if this Kar 98K can really overtake those things, but the fire rate advantage is nice, and I'm going to throw it in competitive. I'm not sure if it will dethrone, but it has a chance to, so I'm going to throw it in competitive. It's definitely going to be the best sniper to come out of Vanguard. So if you're going to level up one, level up this new Kar 98K. Now we're going to finish this off with pistols, and I'm going to try to go super fast with these. The Klauser isn't going to be great. It is a high damage pistol, but you can only have a 12 round mag. There's no akimbo, and it only has a 266 fire rate, so I'm just going to go straight out and say garbage. Machine pistol. This is fully automatic. You can get a 40 round mag on it, and with that 40 round mag, your fire rate is going to be 968 rounds per minute, and you're going to have akimbo. This, I think, is going to be the best pistol coming out of Vanguard, and I'm going to throw it up in competitive. Obviously, I don't think this thing is going to be better than the Type 100 or Sten, but I'm just talking about in comparison to other pistols in Warzone. Is this going to be one you want to put on your Ghost loadout? And I'm thinking, yes, you do. This is going to be a great option. It's going to be pretty comparable to the AMP 63 or the Skycoff pistol. We're just going to have to get more in-depth stats on them before we can say whether it is the meta pistol or just a top-end one. Now, the 1911, this is the other pistol that I think can come out of Vanguard and be used right away. Fire rate 472. It can be akimbo, and you got a magazine size of 18. I don't know if this thing is going to be better than the current semi-automatic akimbo pistols you can have in Warzone currently, but it's going to have a good TTK and is going to be viable up super close. The Ratt SMG, 600 rounds per minute. You can't have akimbo. Magazine 18. Garbage. Top break. Fire rate 487, akimbo snake shot, as in that's the only type of ammo you can have with it, 6 bullets in the chamber. It's going to be kind of niche because, well, it is akimbo. You could probably have fun with it. It could probably kill fast, but I don't think it's going to be super reliable, so I wouldn't really worry about leveling it up. This is the order you should prioritize leveling up your weapons, with the Tommy Gun being the #1 priority, with the PPSH going second, and then we're going to go in this exact order. Now, if you want to know the #1 priority for ARs, LMGs, and marksman rifles, I'm going to have a video linked on screen right here so we can all get ready for Warzone Pacific and enjoy it from day one. Catch you on the next one. Peace.